As a fellow millennial, here are some things that you are doing online that scream millennial. 1. Using the laugh cry emoji. The laugh cry emoji is dead. It has been dead for a while. If you're wanting to move away from the laugh emoji, which is totally fine if you don't want to, if you're happy being your millennial self. But if you want to move away from it, you can use like the skull face, not with the crossbones, just the skull face. Represents like dead from something being so funny. Or you can just use capital letters. Like you could write deceased in capital letters. Or why is she doing this in capital letters? The one thing I'm not sure about is if LOL and LMAO are still acceptable to you. Gen Z, I'll call upon you for that. 2. Using any font on Insta that isn't the very last one. I'll show you which one it is in a second, but pretty much every font on Instagram is unacceptable except for this one. 3. Posting pics in landscape on your story or shrinking images to fit. This screams millennial. See how it doesn't fit the pages, so you've like shrunk it out? Landscape photos with like black either side are just as bad. This font and use of emojis is also extremely unacceptable. I've done up a more acceptable version. That is the font that you should be using. Tiny writing and little emojis. Aesthetic. And the picture fits perfectly, so take your photos on Instagram. Number 4, using boomerangs. Just don't do it. I'm not even sure why Instagram still has boomerangs as a feature. I think all millennials actually know this, but yeah, I think it's for the boomers at this point. Number 5, using any filter on Instagram. This includes your pictures and your stories. Just don't use a filter. Don't use any of the Instagram filters. A really good app that you can use if you want to edit your photo is VSCO. They have some cool filters and some really good presets that you can use. This one is controversial. But number 6, tagging your friends in posts and leaving the tags on the post. I think it depends on the situation and how many friends you're with. Plus, tags can ruin aesthetics of your post sometimes. So if you're not sure, just tag your friend, and then you can click on the tag, shrink it, and like swish it off. As in like flick it off, and it won't be in the post anymore, but your friend can still repost the post. There are my tips from a fellow millennial. Also, if you are happy being your millennial self, no judgment at all. I use social media as a part of my job, so I got to stay on top of trends, you know what it is. That was a very millennial thing for me to do.